Hello everyone. One of them, our commenters to say, do you imagine these things? These, well, yeah, I do. I think can't have, most people can imagine things, surely. I can imagine houses and villages over the years I've painted and place them in sensibly, because you won't place a lot of houses, especially high ones, when there's a windmill. You put a windmill on a flat area, wouldn't you, or a windy area at the top of a hill. It's sort of sensible. You would surely anybody can imagine that. Say, let me just pick a pencil. Say you can imagine a horizon line, can't you? It's like, now I don't put a lot of pressure on when I'm imagining. Now this is just on a slight hill, and you've got a path here. On this path is coming across here, and the windmills here, see, on this hill, say. Okay, so we've come across there, and then you can put the windmill on the hill and imagine that it's near a water view, so you put water there like that. It's so simple. Put plenty of reeds here at the front if you like. Now you'll have it just off centre here, you'll put your windmill. You can have it pretty wide. You don't need to be spot on with it. You can put a little window in there, say, and you can put a wooden piece holding it, or a wooden scaffold holding the next part up. Now you can have it square with a roundish top, which a lot do to, of course, you know what it's going on, and then you put the beam through here. Now, and you say you're going to put, that's your beam there. Now the other part of the beam here, you put a little wind thing on there and bring it to here to control it, movement. And also what they sometimes will do, this moving part here at the bottom, which is put to control, spinning round there, they'll have another leading piece of wood. Now the thing is with it's when you've got, if you imagine a penny, something round, say, and it's like that, see, say a penny, and it's looking at you can look at it in a different way. If you want to put it on its side, so it's over there, behind there, and you can have your windmill there, coming across the frontier, and here. Now you'll have to be careful with this. Sometimes you'll have it there, so it's leaning outwards like that. The wind, it's leaning that way and that way, that and that. So it's pushing outwards that way and that way, kind of thing. But it won't show a lot. And say that's it there, we'll say, to this one here. On the other one, we'll let it go behind there. It can be rather thick here. Naturally, it's the strength of the wood. You say, I can't imagine. You know yourself, if you were building something, that's how you build it. You know, so I imagine if I was making it, I'd have to have that thicker there, all the way to that blade. These, you know, if they're on one side like that, they're on the same side over there unless on one side. And it's because of the way you're seeing it. Well, we'll leave it like that. Now, if you've got the light coming over, you're going to have this light because it's round. So you'll have this side light and that side dark. And this is usually, it could be white, painted white, can't it? Eh? And there's the entrance one. But also sometimes they have a little warehouse down here, but it has to be lower, of course, a lot lower than the windmill blades. We'll do that. And maybe another one there. Maybe you can have some trees, gentle trees here, small trees. Yeah, this is there, you can have a hill way over there. And that's your imagined drawing. See, a path's a path. If you can't imagine a path, and you can't imagine a windmill, then you've not done much living, have you? Eh? What can't you imagine? You know, they say, are you imagining it? Well, it's same with a ship, you know, a ship's like that, and straight at the bottom like that. And as the sail about 1/3 from the front, and it has another sail which pulls up to the right. You know all that, surely. Are you kidding me or what? You say, you know, you have the fencing coming in so you don't let intruders come in, right, do you? How do you imagine? How do you not imagine? That might be a bit smaller. And you have to keep things sensibly. Now, there we are. This is like a little wheel here, which turns it round so that this will come farther over to the front with the wind. It'll follow the wind. Maybe it wouldn't be so far. It would be about there. See, I do make mistakes in my calculations, kind of thing, when I'm doing these things. But you have to be a bit inventive, haven't you, in everything. Now, you see, I know now that this is in this foreground area, and that is pushed over to the very far. Even it could be, as long as it doesn't go up here, because they don't build in an area where there's loads of hills, do they? What can block it out? So we'll leave it just like that. See, if you want to put a little boat in, put it like that. You can have the front, you can have the front part straight, and then the bottom is, if it's on water, it's dead flat. But when it's on land, it can be like that. You with me? So the sail might be coming in a different direction. Where are we? And this sail what's here, and what that one, that can be pulled up there to join in this part here. You know, like, and that then could be like that. And that small part up there would then be to there. If it's blowing, the wind's blowing that way, you can see now with that windmill. So we put it there. You see, you can do all these things. It's really easy. You know. Just your imagination. Don't tell me you've never been on a boat. You must have had one as a kid, eh? As a toy. I see. That goes that mostly the light straight. That's it. Okay, we put them and they didn't need to be in. Okay, now let's do a bit of painting. Well, I'll start the, I'm going to do the sky, and I'm going to use a floppy brush, and it's a soft brush. It's a soft. So, and it's, can you see? So we'll get that. And what I'll do is I'll pick some Payne's grey up. Is that Payne's grey? I think it. No, it's not. That's Payne's grey. Sorry. And I'll put a little bit of sienna in it, like I say. A bit more sienna. A bit more Payne's grey. A lot of that, isn't it? A lot. Well, put a bit of that. So what we'll do now, we'll go over that. Oh, there's hardly any on there. And just put that like that. Now what'll happen this, I don't know, because it's backing for the 90s this. I've not stretched it, I've put it on this. It was meant to have some colour in it, but it's not, has it? Let's put some more in. Back to front here, where are we? That's my backing, that's my Payne's grey, isn't it? So I think we might come into trouble with this. Now pick up a size 8 now in a Kalinsky. And where's me, there's some, this is a bit of cobalt. Although you don't need to put this in on this one. Then you put a bit more grey in. And we'll just put some here. Now it's buckling a lot already. Just an experiment this. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's not buckling too much. It doesn't look really buckling as though it's buckling, does it? Now what we want now, we'll get some ultramarine, and we put a little bit of light red with it. And we'll just make sure it's not darker, and we'll just bring it here. the hell, isn't it? So now what we'll do, we'll get some lemon yellow, and we'll put it in that, and pour our burnt umber with it. Get some more water in it. Alright, cad yellow will do it same, see? And a bit of brown in it, burnt umber in it, bit of cad yellow, bit of oh golly, no, not that. That'll do for after. We'll use that in a minute, but let's see, a lemon. And there's our brown. So that'll do for that. Now, come across here. I'll put some sienna in it as well. Little bit of burnt umber in it. Now you can see now, all imagination you can do yourself. Don't think you can't. Now, see when you get dark like that, you put your yellow over there and mix it into it, and you'll get your colour you want. Get a full brush, keep it going. Full brush, remember. Bit more lemon. Bit more lemon, a bit more of that blue in it, which is dark green, which is a dark green, which would be ideal for any trees or anything like that. So, what was I saying? We'd put that and then we'd put a little bit of burnt umber in it, won't we? Keep it going. There we are. Now I think we'll have some, this is burnt sienna, which is, I can see it's on a red cast. Now let's see. Okay, so I'll get a bit of Van Dyke and put it there. There, right? Now this here, put a bit of dark into it. Put a bit of Van Dyke there. Van Dyke. There we are. Okay. Bit more red there. Put that in there. I'll go on, I think, with about that the same. I'll introduce some dark at the top. We can have a small few bushes. See that, what I did? Now, dry that off now, eh? Okay, yeah. Now, we'll just shade that frontage a bit. Use some lemon yellow, a bit of ultramarine, a bit of our brown, or that's brown there, sorry, brown, like that, and we'll make enough, because we always have to have enough for doing these things. Now I'll take a little bit of that umber, put a bit in, and that. Get a little bit umber, a bit more umber, put a bit of blue there, and let's just I've shown you how to do these little paintings, haven't I? You say, hey, and you can't use your noddy, can you not? You say, can't imagine anything. Get away with you. Okay, let's just. Now, I think I'd better get a pointer brush now, or a lining brush. And this is my bit of black here, let's see. I use anything as water, like that dirt. Bit of blue onto my black. Whatever colour you want to use, just use it. Oh, catching that. If you've any white, put white in. Oh, if it's dry. Oh well, never mind. Not been doing it so long now, and again though. Let's get size 8 in our table. What shall we do here now? There's a bit of paint graded. I said, whoa, crikey, alright, let's see what it looks like. Get some water on it, let's see. Missed it then, it went too high, didn't I? Now then, let's put some of that blue in there. I'll see if we can get it a bit darker. See, you have to sometimes change some colours to make other colours lighter. You get me? Now, we'll dry that off. So, now we need some burnt sienna, don't we? Let's see, that must be burnt sienna there. Put a bit of that dirty in it, but let's have it burnt sienna. Is it there? Now, pick up our small brush. and let's just highlight some few things. Oh. Now, that's just imagination, you see, you can do it. Not saying it's brilliant, because I'm not looking at a windmill, I'm just imagining it from memory. Or I'm imagining how it would work in a way. I think that should be pushed over to the right, because this should be very little showing nearer to there, because this is, you see, I've not put the spindle going through there. Perhaps I should do, but if I did, it would have to come across here, that, you see, and be more, but anyway, that's another thing. That's another way of looking at it. So, now that is a piece of ordinary cheap 90s. What can you do? You can't get much cheaper than a 90s. £90, the thinnest they can make of barking food. And I bet you wouldn't try it because you're frightened of it. And all I've done is just wet it for 5 minutes. Let's see. No, look, it's flat enough. Wet it for 5 minutes, then stretched it. And I'll have to see that. Usually with this very, very thin, I stretch it. This is buckled a bit there, but you can't. It's stretched when I stretch. I think you could try some. Wait a minute, I'll show you. Where are they? I did try them, but I've never tried them with this thin. I tried them with the ordinary barking food. Look at them. Now, John, my friend John, he always has a look in. These are those clips I was telling you about, what you can put on your... I've only got two. They're pretty stiff for holding, see? And then wet it, but you have to wet it for about 5 minutes, then wipe it all over with some kitchen roll. You have to have kitchen roll and dry the board at back, dry the back of it, plonk it on, it'll go like that with the hand, stretch it and plonk it on, it'll go like that. And then dry it off, put your hairdryer on it, and then you're off. You're off with a mixer. You're away. Now let's see what now. As they say, I don't know what paint well. Let's see, I'll get a piece of tape. Oh, yes. And put that about there, eh? Is that it? It's not so bad, that, is it? Not so bad for a watercolour. Anybody from Pennsylvania, you know what a watercolour is, won't you? It's a day worker down a pit. Coal mine. The coal miners, they called them watercolours. They were on day turn. Are you a watercolour? Like the Polish miners always wear gloves, so they called that pit where they work kit glove. They work at the kit glove because I don't know what it's like was in Pennsylvania, but the Polish miners wore gloves. The English miners were stupid; they didn't. What was I talking about? You know what a Kench man is? A little. My Uncle John got killed. He was a Kench lad, Kenchin. When a long while ago, when they had pit ponies, my Uncle John looked after the ponies, and he also was a Kench man. And there was a few little lads, 13 and 14 they were. Yeah, I think Uncle John about 15. And this, as the wagons came down the slope, they had to throw like a big hook onto them. They're called kenching. And when they put these big hooks on these wagons pulling down, but one of the lads forgot to put a hook on, and it went right down and planted my Uncle John out. It killed him, you know. Man, they couldn't get any other jobs those days, could they? They had to go down in the mines or starve. But then I'll tell you, they used to say, when it came, probably when the Second World War and the miners got excused, they were called Bevan boys. They often said that they should not have had them, but they should have gone in the army. But I'll tell you this. I've been in the army, and I'll tell you this. I wouldn't go down the pit. I'd rather go in the army than go down the pit and be on the blinking front line, because the pits then, there were no proper props, you know. My dad used to come home, and when he every night he used to have to strip off to his waist, and his back was a mass of blue, jagged scratches, big lumps all over his back. And it was what happens when coal hits you when it's falling the roof. And he'd been in that many falls that all his back was covered. And well, they had a short life because of the, you know, the dust and that, so they was then. Oh well, I talk too much, but I'm not bothered. If we're all the same in life, aren't we? Let's face it. Rich man, poor man, what? There's that song? Makes no difference. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And that's why I loved Freddie Mercury, the Queen. You know, when he was singing that, rich man, poor man, we gotta know, we're all going to go. Okay, everybody, ta-da, God bless, be happy. You're only here for a short while.